of the interplanetary communications of the universes. You will pay homage to the divine wisdom and goodness of the gods, who plan and execute with such superb technique, and these things actually happen just as I have portrayed them. 2. The soul of philosophy. These wonderful teachers are also attached to the perfecters of wisdom, and, when not otherwise directionized, remain in focal synchrony with the masters of philosophy on Paradise. Think of stepping up to a huge living mirror, as it were, but instead of beholding the likeness of your finite and material self, of perceiving a reflection of the wisdom of divinity and the philosophy of Paradise. And if it becomes desirable to incarnate this philosophy of perfection, so to dilute it as to make it practical of application to and assimilation by the lowly peoples of the lower worlds, these living mirrors have only to turn their faces downward to reflect the standards and needs of another world or universe. By these very techniques do the perfecters of wisdom adapt decisions and recommendations to the real needs and actual status of the peoples and worlds under consideration, and always do they act in concert with the divine counselors and the universal censors. But the sublime repleteness of these transactions is beyond even my ability to comprehend. 3. The union of souls. Completing the triune staff of attachment to the perfecters of wisdom are these reflectors of the ideals and status of ethical relationships. Of all the problems in the universe requiring an exercise of the consummate wisdom of experience and adaptability, none are more important than those arising out of the relationships and associations of intelligent beings. Whether in human associations of commerce and trade, friendship and marriage, or in the liaisons of the angelic hosts, there continue to arise petty frictions, minor misunderstandings, too trivial even to engage the attention of conciliators, but sufficiently irritating and disturbing to mar the smooth working of the universe if they were allowed to multiply and continue. Therefore do the perfecters of wisdom make available the wise experience of their order as the oil of reconciliation for an entire super-universe. In all this work, these wise men of the super-universes are ably seconded by their reflective associates, the union of souls, who make available current information regarding the status of the universe and concurrently portray the paradise ideal of the best adjustment of these perplexing problems. When not specifically directionized elsewhere, these Seconophim remain in reflective liaison with the interpreters of ethics on Paradise. These are the angels who foster and promote the teamwork of all Urantia. One of the most important lessons to be learned during your mortal career is teamwork. The spheres of perfection are manned by those who have mastered this art of working with other beings. Few are the duties in the universe for the lone servant. The higher you ascend, the more lonely you become when temporarily without the association of your fellows. 4. The heart of counsel. This is the first group of these reflective geniuses to be placed under the supervision of the divine counselors. Seconophim of this type are in possession of the facts of space, being selective for such data in the circuits of time. Especially are they reflective of the superaphic intelligence coordinators, but they are also selectively reflective of the counsel of all beings, whether of high or low estate. Whenever the divine counselors are called upon for important advice or decisions, they immediately requisition an ensemble of the hearts of counsel, and presently there is handed down a ruling which actually incorporates the coordinated wisdom and advice of the most competent minds of the entire super-universe, all of which has been censored and revised in the light of the counsel of the high minds of Avona and even of Paradise. 5. The joy of existence. By nature, these beings are reflectively attuned to the superaphic harmony supervisors above and to certain of the seraphim below, but it is difficult to explain just what the members of this interesting group really do. Their principal activities are directed toward promoting reactions of joy among the various orders of the angelic hosts and the lower will creatures. The divine counselors, to whom they are attached, seldom use them for specific joy-finding. In a more general manner, and in collaboration with the reversion directors, they function as joy-clearing-houses, seeking to upstep the pleasure reactions of the realms, while trying to improve the humor taste, to develop a superhumor among mortals and angels. They endeavor to demonstrate that there is inherent joy in free will existence, independent of all extraneous influences, and they are right, although they meet with great difficulty in inculcating this truth in the minds of primitive men. The higher spirit personalities and the angels are more quickly responsive to these educational efforts. 6. The satisfaction of service. These angels are highly reflective of the attitude of the directors of conduct on Paradise, and functioning much as do the joys of existence, they strive to enhance the value of service and to augment the satisfactions to be derived therefrom. They have done much to illuminate the deferred rewards inherent in unselfish service, service for the extension of the kingdom of truth. The divine counselors, to whom this order is attached, utilize them to reflect from one world to another the benefits to be derived from spiritual service, and by using the performances of the best to inspire and encourage the mediocre, these Sekanophim contribute immensely to the quality of devoted service in the super-universes. Effective use is made of the fraternal competitive spirit by circulating to any one world information about what the others, particularly the best, are doing. A refreshing and wholesome rivalry is promoted even among the seraphic hosts. 7. The discerner of spirits. A special liaison exists between the counselors and advisors of the second Havona circle and these reflective angels. They are the only Sekanophim attached to the universal censors, but are probably the most uniquely specialized of all their fellows. Regardless of the source or channel of information, no matter how meager the evidence at hand, when it is subjected to their reflective scrutiny, these discerners will forthwith inform us as to the true motive, the actual purpose, and the real nature of its origin. I marvel at the superb functioning of these angels, who so unerringly reflect the actual moral and spiritual character of any individual concerned in a focal exposure. The discerners of spirits carry on these intricate services by virtue of inherent spiritual insight, if I may use such words in an endeavor to convey to the human mind the thought that these reflective angels thus function intuitively, inherently, and unerringly. When the universal censors behold these presentations, they are face to face with the naked soul of the reflected individual, and this very certainty and perfection of portraiture in part explains why the censors can always function so justly as righteous judges. The discerners always accompany the censors on any mission away from Uversa, and they are just as effective out in the universes as at their Uversa headquarters. I assure you that all these transactions of the spirit world are real, that they take place in accordance with established usages and in harmony with the immutable laws of the universal domains. The beings of every newly created order, immediately upon receiving the breath of life, are instantly reflected on high. A living portrayal of the creature nature and potential is flashed to the superuniverse headquarters. Thus, by means of the discerners, are the censors made fully cognizant of exactly what manner of spirit has been born on the worlds of space. So it is with mortal man. The Mother Spirit of Salvington knows you fully, for the Holy Spirit on your world searches all things, and whatsoever the Divine Spirit knows of you is immediately available whenever the Sekharaphic discerners reflect with the Spirit concerning the Spirit's knowledge of you. It should, however, be mentioned that the knowledge and plans of the Father fragments are not reflectable. The discerners can and do reflect the presence of the adjusters, and the censors pronounce them divine, but they cannot decipher the content of the mindedness of the mystery monitors. 6. The tertiary Sekanophim. In the same manner as their fellows, these angels are created serially and in 7 reflective types, but these types are not assigned individually.